2-4 over the Boral incident, Sequoia National Forest.
324, 20 Charlie, how you doing?
I think we need to go that way.
Good morning, Kern County, and thanks for tuning in to 23 ABC on this Thursday. It is July 24th. Glad you're with us this morning. I'm Mike Hart, and we're coming to you live from Lake Isabella. This area has the strongest internet service in the entire KRV, and we're coming to you this morning because we're talking about the one-year anniversary of the Boral fire. It was 1 year ago today that it ignited in the Kern River Canyon, started by a car accident. Now, it turned out to be the beginning of a nearly 2-month battle that destroyed more than 200 structures and covered almost 60,000 acres. Officials say Keith Lee Mulkey caused the fire when the car he was driving went over the side of the canyon and crashed, sparking a fire. Mulkey was killed in that accident. Now, the crash that started that fire, it spread up the surrounding hillside, up the side of the canyon, and while crews were able to slow the progression early on in the first hours, a healthy dose of wind not long after was the catalyst that turned this vegetation fire into a wildland inferno. We're going to have more on Boral fire anniversary coverage coming up throughout the morning today. But before we do that, we're going to get back to it. We're going to bring in Shantae Imani. We've got Avery Elowit, Maddie Volmer, Eric, Jay Dockery. All will be talking about the fire this morning. We have a lot to cover. But first of all, let's go back in Studio A with Grace Leverrier. And Grace, we were up in Havilah. We have a Starlink system, and this is how it is right now, is that there's like hardly any service up in that area. It is very difficult to get a signal out. We tried for a half an hour or more, couldn't get it, so we're now back down here in Lake Isabella for the show as you're taking a look at some of those weather conditions, and we've really kind of dodged bullets this year.
That's exactly right, Mike. Yeah, compared to just 1 year ago, of course, we're talking about the Boral fire in the KRV, but really 1 year ago today across Kern County, we were in the midst of a prolonged heat wave here in Bakersfield and for a majority of Kern dealing with extreme heat. Here, let's take a look at our map here of what we were really dealing with when this fire started. Now, the first reports of the Boral fire came in around 3 acres. You can see that image here from Alert California cameras. And then, of course, as you know, it then spiraled into the largest Kern County wildfire in Kern County history. On that date, just 1 year ago today, 105 degrees at the closest sensor to the Boral fire. Humidity was very low, and then the next day, due to the wind, the heat, and the low humidity values, a red flag warning was issued. And of course, as you know, red flag warnings are issued when we have favorable fire weather conditions. So that really helped spread this fire. As you know, that then became the largest wildfire in Kern County history. Thankfully, though, today, now turning to the present now, temperatures into this afternoon, much different than what we were feeling 1 year ago today. 80s and 90s mainly, aside from the high elevation that will stay in the 70s through the afternoon.
23 ABC Traffic is brought to you by Holders.
And taking a look at some of our live camera feeds this morning, my Cornerstone Mortgage camera showing the Centennial Corridor on the 58. Things are moving nicely this morning. Highway 99 on our Sangara Subaru camera. A bit more traffic out there, but everything is still moving. Just a few construction projects that are here in Bakersfield and across Kern County this morning. No active incidents from the CHP to report. So just make sure you're staying safe on the roadways. Keep your heads up and phones down.
All right, Grace, thank you for that. And talking about those fire conditions, yeah, the Boral fire beginning on July 24th, and then conditions got worse. It exploded on July 26th. Just 48 hours after it started, it leveled the historic mining town of Havilah as first responders scrambled to evacuate anyone they could. I caught up with County Fire Captain Cliff Pete at Station 78 in Paiute. We drove back into the Boral footprint, a front seat view of his memories in the eye of the firestorm.
Because the fire had come through, these are all houses. Every one of these lots had a house. They're all gone. There was like 5 houses on that street. They're all gone, every one of them.
Captain Cliff Pete joined me for a trip down memory lane, more like a nightmare on this street.
324, go ahead and just stage for now.
And he's seen a few in his 20 years in the Kern River Valley, but nothing like this.
We're looking good.
I was looking east, and the fire had gone through, and I could just see homes on fire out in these hills that I didn't even know they were there.
When the Boral fire started on July 24th, Captain Pete was 60 miles away, working overtime at County Station 53 on Taft Highway and Old River Road. And it wasn't until 36 hours later he was called into action.
I got the last houses on the knoll.
I got a call at 2 or 3 in the morning, something like that. My cell phone rang, and it was one of our chiefs from way up the chain. And he said, hey, we're going to send a strike team to the Boral fire, and would really like you to go.
Pete met up with his strike team at the fire station in Lake Isabella and began driving through Bodfish and up towards Havilah, looking for water sources and encouraging people to evacuate. That afternoon, the Boral fire decided to help convince people to go.
Somebody came over the radio that said, the fire has crossed Caliente Bodfish Road in Havilah and is running to the east. And we looked at each other and we were like, no, the fire's up there. That's not possible.
The Boral fire erupted from several thousand acres to more than 35,000 in one day, racing down the mountainside and into Havilah.
Stop here. 20 Charlie, are you trying to reach us?
One of the first rescue operations involved 2 sheriff deputies and a Forest Service member getting trapped by the fast-moving flames.
Hey, Ty, we need to get out of here.
We're on School Street, and a fire has jumped across the road. We're going to be dealing with multiple fires in our area.
We got to that intersection, and the fire had already blown across the road. There were houses around us on fire, and I didn't commit to that road. The fire activity was too intense. I know that road, and I know there was not a place to turn a fire engine around for a long ways to go. And I was really worried for those guys.
The group was located by 2 battalion chiefs and strike leaders coming in from a different direction, which helped to lead them out of the area.
This is where we stopped in my fire engine.
Captain Pete and his crew headed back towards Havilah just as the fire swept in on all sides of them.
There was a house on fire right in front of us with a propane tank venting. All the houses on the left side of the street that are gone now, they were on fire. And so we stopped back there, and I said, we'll be safe right here. We'll let the fire burn around us.
We're good again.
And while we were sitting there, a woman pulled up in her little car. She's like, I got to get out of here. And I was like, please do not leave. Stay right here. We are going to survive right here. She said, my husband and my son, they stayed at the house. And I was like, where's the house? And she pointed at it over here somewhere. And I didn't have a response for that.
But they survived. In fact, there were no fatalities associated with the largest fire in Kern County history. The structures weren't so lucky.
So this is the old school house right here. So we pulled up here. This deck was on fire. So we pulled a bunch of the boards off and put that out.
But it was one of only a few that survived. Hundreds of buildings burned in this fire. In the aftermath, some people were critical of the fire department's response. And while he understands their frustration, he tells me he stayed focused on his mission.
When you have a 50-foot tall flames a mile wide, there's not enough planes or helicopters or firemen or firefighters or fire engines. You can't stop that. You're just trying to manage chaos at that point.
Pete said this year residents were much better about clearing defensible space. It's typical, he said, following a wildfire, but he keeps preaching it.
Like, we want to help people. I don't want to see this happen ever again.
And he encourages those who can to stay.
I moved up here in 2005.
But you'd come back.
I would. It's my place. It's my community. I'd rebuild my house right where it is. I love where I live.
Captain Cliff Pete for taking the time to sort of like escort us through the area and share those memories of the fire with us. In addition to stressing the need to maintain defensible space, not just June 1st when the deadline is, but all year round, he wants to tell everyone to just, if you do it regularly, then it will become something that you do and it won't have to be all at once. Also, he wanted to remind everyone to take cell phone video. You don't have to live in a high fire area, but take cell phone video of your home, every room, all your possessions. That will document them for insurance purposes. So if you ever need to evacuate, only take what's irreplaceable. Now for more continuing coverage of the first anniversary of the Boral fire, let's go back to the first day and how it started with neighborhood reporter Shantae Amani.
A deadly crash near Lake Isabella sparking a wildfire highlights the dangers of summer dry vegetation and how a spark can easily ignite a fire on California's mountain, windy roads. I'm Shantae Amani, your Bakersfield neighborhood reporter. When the summer heat rises, so does the risk along California's roadways, especially with the dry vegetation lining the roads. The Boral fire burned for more than 50 days last year, destroying homes and threatening nearby towns. But what started it? A deadly car crash. The vehicle caught fire and flames quickly spread through the dry brush. Eric Scott with California Highway Patrol sits down with me and explains.
When that vehicle rolls over and it hits that roadway, it's going to shoot off some sparks. And if you happen to be near any dry brush, there is a chance that the brush can catch fire.
Even simple actions like throwing an object out the window or parking on dry vegetation can lead to disaster.
Because the undercarriage for a motor vehicle is going to be very hot. And if that dry brush is tall enough and it catches that heat, it can ignite a fire. And that's not only going to burn the vehicle, but start a fire that's going to go through the brush.
It's not just fire risks drivers face. The narrow, winding roads of Highway 178 pose serious hazards, especially for those unfamiliar with the area.
Try not to drive through the roadway too fast. There's a ton of sharp, blind curves that you can't see what's coming the other direction.
To stay safe while traveling this summer, officers recommend inspect your vehicle before driving, check tires, brakes, and fluids. Fuel up before heading into the canyon. Only pull over in safe, clear areas away from tall grass or brush. Never throw out items that can spark a fire. And above all, drive cautiously and slowly, especially around blind turns. Remember when driving before going on long roads and trips to make sure your car is safe and ready to go. I'm Shantae Amani, your Bakersfield neighborhood reporter.
He met her through a video game, and police say it wasn't the first time he'd been to her home. I'm Veronica Morley, your senior reporter. The new details that a Santa Ana man allegedly confessed to investigators.
The 23 ABC Westside Parkway traffic camera is sponsored by My Cornerstone Mortgage.
Good morning, I'm Andrew Rafferty, and here's a look at what is happening today. The Texas House Select Committee that is responsible for drawing congressional district maps will hold its first hearing in Austin today. Last week, President Trump urged the Texas GOP to redraw its congressional maps in a way that would help Republicans to win more seats and hold on to control of the House of Representatives. The president directed the state's Republicans to pursue a map that would create 5 new winnable seats. However, some Republicans worry that redrawing the maps to accommodate the president's demands could put other seats at risk of flipping blue. Texas has 38 seats in the House. Republicans currently hold 25 of them, while Democrats hold 12, and 1 seat remains vacant. U.S. envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, is in Rome today, where he will meet with Israeli and Qatari officials to discuss a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of hostages. Foreign policy experts say Witkoff's presence at the negotiations could signify that a deal may be close at hand. The meeting comes as more than 100 aid agencies and rights groups call for Israel to lift restrictions on humanitarian aid coming into Gaza. Some have accused Israel of using starvation as a weapon of war against the Palestinians. And today is Earth Overshoot Day, meant to mark the day each year that humans begin to live beyond their ecological means. Environmental groups say that for the rest of the year, humanity's demand on nature will surpass the Earth's capacity to replenish it. That includes everything from water to trees to fish. Environmental groups use the day to raise awareness about the need for long-term changes to humanity's demands on the planet.
We're learning new details of a 19-year-old man accused of luring a Bakersfield teen through a popular online game. I'm Veronica Morley, your senior reporter. According to newly released court documents, Sergio Estrada had previously visited the 14-year-old on at least 2 separate occasions. Investigators say it started online, a 2-year communication built over the gaming platform Fortnite. Newly released documents show that before she was taken on June 10th, the young girl had been witnessed by her 8-year-old brother speaking with Estrada. While the two met through Fortnite, court documents show they communicated through several different platforms, including Snapchat and Instagram. In an interview with police, Estrada admitted to knowing the girl was a minor and sending explicit photos and messages. He also told police, according to the documents, that the teen had blocked him previously on Fortnite in 2022 before re-adding him months later as a friend on the platform. Estrada has been ordered to stand trial and is due for a readiness hearing in August. In Bakersfield, I'm Veronica Morley, your senior reporter.
Good morning, Kern County, and a happy Thursday to you all. If you've been thinking that this July does not feel as hot as it was last year, you're right in that. Let's take a look back. Last year on this date, Bakersfield was 108 degrees. For today, we're forecasted to be in the low 90s, so a significant change up in our weather, and it's all being driven by a low pressure system that has really just been sitting and spinning off the coast of California, and it's been unable to really move out, which is very good news for us here on the West Coast because it is driving some cooler air into the state, but what's really blocking its movement is a strong heat dome, high pressure built in across a majority of the eastern U.S., bringing extreme heat to some neighborhoods, really everything east of the Mississippi getting quite a bit of heat. So we're definitely getting the better end of that bargain here on the West Coast, that cooler air pushing in, making for beautiful early morning temperatures. Right now, temperatures down in the South Mountain neighborhoods, high 40s right now down in the South Mountains. Chilly to get you started in the high elevation, mainly 60s for the rest of Kern County, 69 degrees right now in Bakersfield. It will be a beautiful morning the next several hours here, warming into the 70s by the later part of the morning around 10 o'clock. Calm winds, clear skies around 75 degrees. We are on track for a very similar day to yesterday here across most of Kern County. Temperatures well below seasonal average, nearly 10 degrees cooler than what we typically feel this time of year in late July. Around 91 degrees in Bakersfield today. Beautiful in the mountains in the 70s, high 70s near Tehachapi today. 80s and 90s mixed in over in the KRV and over in our desert neighborhoods. Warmest spots today get close to triple digits, but still manage to stay below 100 degrees over in the Indian Wells Valley. Something else that hangs on into the afternoon is that breeze we've been dealing with the past couple of days, mainly in the mountain and desert neighborhoods, but the west side hills of the valley also feeling that wind into the evening. And it has been good for our air quality, though, moving around that air. We haven't had any air quality concerns here in the valley, which is, again, very good news for this time of year. We stay in this weather pattern for the next several days heading into the weekend before early next week. That more traditional July heat builds back in, likely to get close to 100 degrees early next week here in the valley. And all of our other neighborhoods are tracking that warm up early next week, but we can enjoy a beautiful weekend across the board, mainly 70s and 80s, some 90s expected in the desert.
23 ABC Traffic is brought to you by Holders.
And getting you out the door this morning, travel time's looking good for right now. Everything is in the green and flowing, getting you where you need to go. No active incidents to report from the CHP. Taking a live look over the My Cornerstone mortgage camera, things are flowing this morning on the Centennial Corridor and on Highway 99. Our Sangera Subaru camera, a bit more traffic on the 99 to be expected, but everything is moving really clear for right now. So just make sure if you're heading out the door anytime soon, stay safe on the roadways, keep your heads up and phones down.
A man is heartbroken and looking for his lost dog, a brown and black coonhound named Copper. I'm Riley Nagel, your neighborhood reporter. Copper was last seen near the 1400 block in South 8th Street about a week ago. Now he's counting on the community to help bring his dog home. A man is searching for his lost dog who was last seen in the 1400 block in South 8th Street about a week ago and is asking for the community's help to bring his furry friend home. I'm Riley Nagel, your neighborhood reporter.
I couldn't find him. I don't know if, he's a hound, so he maybe found a scent or something he liked and he just ran off after it.
David Crane says his black and brown coonhound, Copper, went missing a year ago in Bakersfield just before he moved to Texas for work. But he never gave up hope. Last week, Crane saw a post on the Bakersfield Lost, Stolen, or Found Animals Facebook page, a photo of a dog that looked just like Copper.
I knew it was him, the second I saw the picture posted. And when they posted that, he may have been hit by a car, I knew I had to help him.
Crane drove straight from Texas and searched the area where Copper was last seen, but was unable to find him. He made a post on Facebook asking for the public's help, which has been shared more than 2,000 times. While Crane had to return to Texas, local volunteers like Cassandra Kokenhauer are keeping the search alive.
I offered to drive the area. I'm out and about most days looking for strays anyway.
Kokenhauer has been posting flyers and says if Copper is found, she will hold on to him until Crane can pick him up. Now, if you spot Copper, we have Crane and Kokenhauer's contact information over on our website. I'm Riley Nagel, your Bakersfield neighborhood reporter.
And heading up to the mountains for our neighborhood forecast today, going to be a beautiful day in the upper elevation in Kern County. Temperatures staying in the low 70s down in Pine Mountain Club through the afternoon. Breezy and in the high 70s for mainly the rest of our mountain neighborhoods. And tonight, it is Thursday. The Tehachapi Farmers Market kicks off around 4 p.m. Beautiful night for it. Breezy to start out, but those conditions calm as the night goes on.
And we are live in Lake Isabella for the first anniversary of the Boral fire. Coming up, we have continuing coverage of that historic moment, including ways the historic town of Havilah is trying to rebuild from the ashes. Those stories and more straight ahead on this Thursday. You're watching 23 ABC.
Established in 1865, Havilah has historical roots that run deep in the community. I'm Avery Elowit, your neighborhood reporter in Havilah. The Havilah Museum was one of many structures destroyed in the Boral fire a year ago, but that doesn't stop volunteers from working to bring it back.
Could much of the damage caused by the Boral fire been prevented? I'm Maddie Vollmer, your neighborhood reporter, and I'll have a look on why it's important on taking simple preventative measures.
Good morning, Kern County, and thanks for tuning in to 23 ABC on this Thursday. It is July 24th. Glad you're with us this morning. I'm Mike Hart, and we're coming to you live in Lake Isabella this morning on the first anniversary of the Boral fire. Bodfish and Havilah, just over those hills behind me, directly behind me. We were in Havilah this morning trying to get a signal out with our Starlink system, and it was unsuccessful. So we came back into town to talk about the most devastating fire in Kern County history. Today marked the beginning of a nearly 2-month battle that destroyed more than 200 structures covering almost 60,000 acres. Officials say Keith Lee Mulkey caused the fire when the car he was driving went over the side in the Kern River Canyon and crashed. Mulkey was killed in the accident. That fire spread onto the surrounding hillside up the side of the canyon, but was initially held at bay by fire crews. Now, while crews were able to slow that progression early on, a healthy dose of wind was the catalyst that turned a vegetation fire into a wildland inferno. We'll have more on the Boral fire anniversary coming up in just a moment. Avery Elowit's going to revisit the history of Havilah and the attempts right now to rebuild that history. We'll visit the historic Rankin Ranch and how they helped out during this. And Maddie Vollmer takes a look at ways you can prepare all year round, not just during the height of fire season. We've got all that and more still to come. Let's send it back into the studio right now with Grace Leverrier, who's standing by with a first check at your forecast. And boy, how different it is, how different a year makes from what it was like here in 2024 compared.
Exactly.
It's cold this morning.
Yeah, it's really like night and day, honestly, Mike. We've seen, of course, this time last year, we were dealing with the peak of our summer heat, really with prolonged heat through the month of July. If you remember last July, it was in fact the warmest July recorded on record in Bakersfield and across Kern County. We felt that heat for several days through the month. Let's take a look at the flashback from the Boral fire. Its first reports came in around 3 acres, and then the weather conditions really contributed to the spread of this fire that, as you know, like Mike was saying, is now the largest largest Kern County wildfire in its history. Temperature on this day last year near Lake Isabella was 105 degrees, humidity very low. The following day, the 25th, red flag warning was issued due to the fire weather conditions that, of course, helped this fire spread just immensely over several days as fire crews were working to contain it. Thankfully, flashing back here to our present temperatures and where we're headed for the rest of the day today, nowhere near what we were feeling just 1 year ago today. Beautiful start to your morning across all of our neighborhoods, and then into the afternoon, temperatures across Kern County well below seasonal average. We've been in this slightly cooler trend for quite a few days, and it hangs on into the weekend. We'll show you that in more detail coming up.
23 ABC Traffic is brought to you by Holders.
And our traffic is flowing really nicely this morning on the My Cornerstone mortgage camera. Just a couple of cars out there on the Centennial Corridor. A few more cars on Highway 99, but again, everything is moving nicely this morning. Let's check in with a more detailed look with CHP Officer George Toro.
Hey, good morning, Grace, and good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Yeah, if you're getting ready to head out that door, or maybe you're out and about, nothing to slow you down, no crashes or traffic hazards to report on my end. And if you are headed out of the Bakersfield area this morning, all of our major roadways are open. That's my look at traffic. Remember to buckle up and watch your speed.
It's been about a year since the Boral fire destroyed Havilah, including what used to be the museum right here next to me. I'm Avery Elowit, your neighborhood reporter. And while the museum is, well, completely gone, the Havilah Historical Society continues to educate the community on its rich history. Transportation, local government, and gold.
Because there would have been a lot more buildings along here.
Roy Fluhart, the president of the Havilah Historical Society, says these factors are what initially drew in crowds to the town, starting with the gold rush.
There's a whole bunch of people in LA and San Francisco that were looking for work. And so they had this gold strike, and apparently the newspapers in those areas really played it up because they wanted all these bums out of town because people looking for work, and they wanted all these guys to go somewhere else. And they did. They came down here in the hundreds, thousands maybe. So in the process, they discovered gold down these creeks, down here at Clear Creek, which comes out at Hobo Hot Springs.
Havilah was also known for being the original county seat when Kern County was first established. Now, the small town was consumed by the Boral fire, leaving the historic Havilah bare. This including the Havilah Museum, which was built as a replica of the original courthouse that served as the county seat in the 1800s.
We didn't save anything out of the museum. We didn't have time.
While the museum and many of its collections were destroyed by the Boral fire last year, Fluhart says volunteers have not given up, though they have faced some setbacks. The Havilah Historical Society is collecting donations to rebuild its museum. We'll have details on our website, turn23.com, on how you can help out. In Havilah, I'm Avery Elowit, your neighborhood reporter.
And on the southern end of Walker Basin is the historic Rankin Ranch. The Boral fire burned about 1,200 acres at the edge of the property that covers more than 30,000 acres. The ranch was founded in 1863, more than 160 years ago, with a sixth generation of family members now living and working the cattle and guest ranch. Amanda Rankin Barrett sat down with me to talk about the recent history of wildfires in the valley and how they always came back stronger.
There's other fires that have been more devastating to our ranch, of burned grazing land and all of that. That there was a fire in the 70s that burned about 20,000 acres of the ranch, a fire in 2011 that burned about 8,000 acres of the ranch. We have never seen homes burn the way that they did in the Boral fire and the devastation that it caused. But our hearts absolutely break for our community and the impact that it had for our neighbors in Havilah.
And Amanda tells me neighbors in the valley brought animals and trailers onto the ranch so they could stay close to their homes. When it comes to their property, the original ranch house still stands, filled with memories, stretching back more than a century. Not to mention the family cemetery, which is right down the road. Amanda says her family will continue to help out her neighbors, stay strong, and work through whatever comes their way.
When the Boral fire originally broke out, it was moving so fast, people up here in Havilah may have been surprised or even unprepared. I'm Maddie Volmer, your neighborhood reporter, reporting in Havilah. And should something like this happen again, I learned why it's better to be prepared now than later.
Since the Boral fire, there has been growth, but there's still a lot of work to be done. For example, fire officials emphasize that if people had evacuation plans in place, many homes and personal belongings could have been saved from being destroyed.
What we learned on the Boral fire is that, as usual, there are individuals that feel as if they don't need to heed the evacuation warnings or orders. And then eventually they realize that the conditions are dire and that their health or their life is in jeopardy. And then they choose to leave. But when they choose to leave, it's really very late.
Freeborn says it's not just firefighters who need to be prepared. Homeowners have a role to play too.
When they prepare themselves, their property has better clearance around it, better defensible space. And so there's a greater likelihood that embers are not going to catch fires in around the home. There's a safer and a larger area for firefighters to stand and make a defense of the property.
Defensible space is a buffer zone that slows or stops the spread of wildfire. When it comes to defensible space, experts say clear the first 5 feet around your home. Screen vents and use fire-resistant materials. By preparing now, it could save your home. But protecting your property isn't the only part of it. The Red Cross says having a go bag ready can keep you safe in an emergency. With essentials like a first aid kit, non-perishable food, water, medications, chargers, blankets, and important documents.
People say, bring your documents. I take my cell phone, I take pictures of my documents. I take little videos of my home so I'll remember what's in my home. I make sure when I take that video that the washer, dryer, refrigerator, and TV are on and working. So if I have it ever to defend whether they worked or not, I would have that video.
And don't forget your pets. Nick Cullen from Kern County Animal Services reminds us that animal go bags are equally important. These bags should include food, medication, toys, and even your pet's microchip number.
And a lot of times we do get calls through our dispatch of people that have had to leave their home and left their animals behind. And in those cases, our staff will go back and assist and provide care for those animals while the owners are evacuated.
And it's not just wildfires. With recent floods across the country, emergency preparedness is more important than ever. For the latest evacuation alerts, download the Genesis and Ready Kern apps.
Fire officials are urging residents to have an evacuation plan set in place now rather than having to wait till the very last minute. For more evacuation tips, you can visit our website, turnto23.com. For 23 ABC, I'm Maddie Vollmer, your neighborhood reporter.
State program is helping homeowners impacted by California disasters, including those who lost their homes in the Boral fire. The Cal Assist Mortgage Fund offers grants of up to $20,000 to people whose homes were destroyed or left uninhabitable due to wildfires, floods, and other natural disasters.
When people's homes get destroyed, they still have to keep making those mortgage payments. So we're trying to offer some relief. The great news about this program is you get those 3 months of mortgage payments and you don't have to pay them back.
And if you'd like more information on the program or how you can apply, you can visit calassistmortgagefund.org.
Local politicians have tried to heal the communities of the Kern River Valley after the Boral fire. I'm J. Dockery, your neighborhood reporter. I'll have the story on how these communities feel about their efforts.
And our slightly cooler trend of weather this week continues through the weekend. We'll have a check of your Thursday forecast coming up.
23 ABC Westside Parkway traffic cameras sponsored by My Cornerstone Mortgage.
A year ago, residents of the KRV experienced a life-altering fire that forced some to evacuate and others to lose everything. I'm J. Dockery, your neighborhood reporter. I visited those communities of the KRV and asked community members if they approved of the work their local politicians did, and this is what they told me.
The Boral fire thrust countless families into a harrowing struggle for survival, forcing them to abandon their homes and uproot their lives. Over the course of just 23 days in 2024, the blaze scorched nearly 59,400 acres. In that year that followed, local politicians have made efforts to aid the community's recovery. Residents here, however, have mixed feelings on whether their local representatives have been helpful.
Personally, I think they're dragging their feet a little bit. You know,
with the Bridge Connection, they did a lot. They brought in a group of people. They cleaned up Havilah really, really good. But I felt that politicians maybe should have done more quicker, because it was only a couple of months ago when they did this cleanup, and I thought it's taken too long.
I'm not sure if they lived up to what they said they were going to do, but it seems like everything's where it's supposed to be. I think it's important that people pay attention to the voting when it comes to community leaders, because ultimately they're the ones who dictate what happens in the community.
I reached out to local congressmen and governor officials to see their response to some allegations dealing with the rebuilding of those communities. Congressman Vince Fong said, "On the one-year anniversary of the Boral fire, the largest wildfire in Kern County history, I continue to work to ensure the Kern River Valley has the resources they need to recover."
Driving through the neighborhoods and up toward, Caliente and Havilah and all that, I do see the cleanup and some of the improvement. So I do believe our politicians are doing what they say. I mean, somewhat at a slower pace than what our community is expecting.
Cal OES shared a statement that states, "Cal OES requested FEMA assistance for the Boral fire twice, once for individual assistance in our original request, and then once for our public assistance in our appeal, which were denied both times. Without approval of a federal disaster declaration, FEMA relief is not available."
It upsets me and it makes me feel angry, because we're just as good as anybody else in any big city. We really are. In fact, maybe even better. So we should be treated the same, but I think they do forget about us.
The Office of Philip Peters sent over a statement that says, "While we remain disappointed that federal individual assistance was not approved, Kern County has worked tirelessly to ensure no resident is left without support, and that our outstanding KCFD is able to respond as safely and as swiftly as possible."
Sometimes just because they're politicians and they're in the back light, sometimes we want to see them out there. We want to see them physically seeing what we see.
The fire is long gone, but the community members of the Kern River Valley will never forget. For 23 ABC, I'm RJ Dockery, your neighborhood reporter.
And good morning. It's 5:48 now on your Thursday. Starting to get a little bit brighter here on our rooftop camera in downtown Bakersfield. Beautiful start to the morning. We're in the 60s right now here in the valley. Some chilly temperatures in our mountain neighborhoods this morning. We've been in this cooler weather pattern. Some cool ocean air has been pushed into the Golden State, allowing for a beautiful start to your day, especially in the high elevation neighborhoods. 50 degrees right now in Fraser Park, 55 in Tehachapi. Pine Mountain Club up around 5,500 feet, 48 degrees. And we're going to stay relatively similar to the past couple of days here in the valley. We're expecting clear and calm conditions in Bakersfield today, around 81 degrees by lunchtime and into the low 90s through the afternoon, which is nearly 10 degrees cooler than what we typically feel for this time of year in late July. So a very nice trend for us as we look ahead to the start of August next week. We're expecting 80s and 90s in the valley today, 70s in the mountain neighborhoods, and a mixture of 80s and 90s for the rest of Kern County as well. No triple digits on this board, getting close to it in China Lake, but staying below that at 97 degrees into the afternoon. Similar trend takes into the afternoon as well, with some wind activity in eastern Kern County. Breezy conditions likely through the KRV, mountain and desert neighborhoods into the day today. Calm winds here in the valley, but that air movement, that light wind that we are going to feel here in Bakersfield has had some good news for our air quality. The past several days, we've had no air quality concerns here in the valley, thanks to a little bit of cooler air and some wind here in the Bakersfield neighborhood for the past couple of days. We stay in this weather pattern with a slightly cooler trend for Friday and Saturday, upper 80s likely here in Bakersfield heading into the weekend. Touch warmer on Sunday before that more traditional summer heat builds back in early next week, looking around 98 degrees by Tuesday. Tuesday is really the day to watch for more traditional summer heat in all of our neighborhoods early next week. Likely to see some triple-digit heat building back into the desert by Tuesday. But until we get there, taking a look at some of our other neighborhoods here, we are expecting a beautiful weekend. 80s and low 90s in the KRV for Saturday and Sunday, 70s, low 80s over in the mountain neighborhoods, and then our desert communities feeling a bit warmer in the 90s. Again, everybody warming up by the end of next week. We are early part of next week. We're expecting that summer heat to build back in.
23 ABC Traffic is brought to you by Holders.
And if you're heading out the door anytime soon for your morning commute, all of our commuting times are in the green this morning. No active incidents to call your attention to, at least on our maps here. Before a closer check at the roadways, let's bring in CHP Officer George Toro.
Hey, good morning, Grace, and good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Yeah, that's right. Our morning commute is looking great at the moment. No crashes or traffic hazards to get in your way. And for those of you that are headed out of the Bakersfield area this morning, all of our major roadways are open. That's my look at traffic. Remember to buckle up and watch your speed.
A 23-year-old Tehachapi man is accused of killing his 83-year-old grandfather. I'm Sam Hoyle, your neighborhood reporter. 23-year-old Skylar Higginbotham is accused of killing his grandfather, Norman Higginbotham, by stabbing him and allegedly burning his body in a remote location outside of Tehachapi. We attempted to speak to several neighbors in the area about the incident that occurred in June, but none were willing to comment. According to the documents, KCSO deputies and detectives were able to locate several pieces of evidence they believe tie Skylar to the alleged murder, including GPS data that was extracted from his phone, putting him near the scene where Norman's body was burned. Skylar is pending a pre-preliminary hearing set for August 25th at 9 a.m. He is being held without bail. Just outside of Tehachapi, I'm Sam Hoyle, your neighborhood reporter.
Another school year is kicking off at Lamont Elementary School District. I'm Priscilla Lara, your neighborhood reporter. But with the ongoing immigration rates happening across the nation, some parents express concern. I'll have the story. Lamont Elementary School District welcomed students as they kicked off the new school year. I'm Priscilla Lara, your neighborhood reporter. As families made their way through the gates, many students were eager to meet their new teachers and classmates, while others experienced the usual back-to-school jitters. Some parents also admitted feeling nervous, not just about the first day, but because of ongoing immigration rates happening nationwide. Still, many say the district has always kept them informed about the steps they're taking to ensure their children's safety. To support families during the back-to-school transition, the district encourages them to contact the Family Success Center for available resources. For 23 ABC, I'm Priscilla Lara, your neighborhood reporter.
In other news, the North of the River Recreation and Park District announcing their 70th anniversary festival will feature something a little new. It's going to be hosting Bakersfield's first ever public drone light show. There will also be other activities and food and drink available. It takes place October 11th at Polo Park and admission is free. The fall festival starts at 3 p.m. The drone show will start at about 7:30. For more info on the festival, visit norfun.org. The Regal Edwards Cinema could soon serve alcoholic beverages. A public notice has been posted on the theater saying that the theater has applied for a license to sell alcohol. That sign was put up on July 14th. And the WNBA is on Ion. This Friday, the Mercury try to contain the Liberty. Then the Wings fly into battle against the Valkyries. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Ion, owned by the same company as 23 ABC.
With the year-long concern of wildfires in Kern County, sometimes they can be easily started by those driving on our roads. I'm Shantae Amani, your Bakersfield neighborhood reporter. I'll share with you how you can prevent fires while driving behind the wheel.